What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I think there might be somebody that's crazier than Rebecca. Is that even possible? Stay tuned and find out.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I don't even know if I should be here for this song. Do I count?
You can be a spice.
Can I count? Okay. Hey. Yeah, squad goals, you guys. Squad goals. We are all here today, guys. Welcome back to the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. This is Season 2, Episode 6. What is it? Who needs Josh when you have a girl group, folks? Once again, my name is Nino, and I'm so excited to be back. It's been 2 weeks and I haven't seen you guys, and I'm so happy to be here. You can always catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. But you know I'm not here alone because the squad is here, and they're lit tonight, guys. On my left-hand side, welcome back as well to Miss Briana Phipps.
Hi, guys. So glad to be back. You can find me at bphipps14 on Instagram and Twitter. bphipps1214 on Snapchat.
There you go. Oh, my bad. Okay. And next to her, we have Miss Trene Todd.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Trene. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at your girl, Trene.
And of course, right next to her, what rhymes with Trene? It's Renee. What's going on, girl? How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be back. You guys can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel.
And you guys hear her right now in the audio. She is in the building. Last season, we could not get her. Unfortunately, she's a little busy. She's a little bit busy, but we got a little bit of B-roll of her. But now we have her live in the studio. Say hello to Miss Gabrielle Ruiz. Valencia's
What's up,
here,
y'all? AFTERBUZZers. Hi, everyone. Follow me everywhere except on Snapchat. I don't know. I just gave up.
We just talked about this, but it's okay. You
no
have
more
Instagram
flower
Live.
crowns. But there's a whole Instagram Live thing.
Exactly.
I have them like all over it, so just check it out right now.
So if Instagram Live had flower crowns and
filters.
deers and all that stuff, would you still be on it?
Yeah, why not? Why not? You know, it's just,
I agree with you, though. Snapchat is getting a little... Now they have ones where you like flip it, you flip the camera, it does something else. It's getting a little too much.
It's just
filters.
killing my phone battery. You know?
It's killing my phone battery. We need to get you a Mophie case stat.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Not one of the sponsors.
Also, forgot to say, I'm in the chat room if anyone wants to talk along or has questions
Yes.
for Gabrielle.
That's a
Please.
question.
You guys, you heard me say it in the little tease. I feel like we found somebody crazier than Rebecca, or equally as crazy as Rebecca, and equally as smart as Paula as well too with his hacking skills. Trent is back, y'all.
Trent is back.
I wasn't expecting him to come
Trent
back.
is
Yeah,
back.
he's one of those characters that you thought was just done.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
First we get, Valencia back eating a donut, and now we have Trent buying all these crazy board shorts to be part of, the Beck's Inception type situation he was talking about.
But I have to say, too, with the whole Crazy Ex-Girlfriend title of our show, when everyone just heard the title without seeing it season 1, everyone's like, ugh, that's such a turn-off of a show. And the situation is a lot more nuanced than that, You
It
just
is.
really get to watch other ex-boyfriends and girlfriends in this show, and they're really reliving that and, tapping into that in season 2.
And
You
there's-
saying that line just made me miss the old opening.
I know. It's so much fun to watch, Rachel create all these new songs and whatnot, and I think even with at the upcoming seasons, they're all going to be very versatile.
It's nice. I think a lot of us thought that once her and Josh broke up and she wasn't a girl in love anymore, that we were going to get a brand new thing too. So
Right.
I am kind of glad that the old one stuck, because I do like the little showgirl thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
love that.
I think it's super universal, like you said, ex-boyfriends,
Ex-girlfriend.
Valencia's an ex-girlfriend now.
Right.
Yeah.
Transitioning from one relationship to the next, hopping in, how quickly,
Right.
how soon should you move on? It's a lot going on.
Well, for
Yeah,
for
it's
Josh,
crazy.
pretty fast.
Right.
Yeah.
He's
A little too
Oh,
fast.
gosh.
A little too
That
fast.
guy.
I'm excited for next episode for when you guys team up. That's going to be pretty interesting.
I know, we're getting ahead of ourselves, though.
I know exactly. But I want to ask you before we continue to dive into this
Yeah.
episode. It took some time for you to come back, and I was so nervous. I was like,
did.
"Where is she? Where is she?" And everyone was wondering on our Twitter feeds everywhere, when is Valencia coming back? We hit it on the dot whenever we predict something. It's surprisingly, it comes true sometimes.
Whenever our predictions come true.
Yeah.
They're on the dot.
They're
You're
on
like,
the dot.
nailed
Was it
it.
Bree who said
Yeah.
she'd be in this? Bree said she'll be in the next episode at the very
At the
end of the
end.
episode. And that exact episode, we saw you eating the donut. And
So
I was
you're
like,
saying you guys are like ghost writers on the show.
I
yes,
mean-
yeah, we all are actually
They
writers.
just
Minus-
write the show because of
Right, minus the checks that CW hasn't sent yet.
I know. Wait a minute.
But how were you receiving the show when you were watching it right before your character came on?
I have so much fun watching the show as an authentic audience member or fan of the show too.
Uh-huh.
There are even episodes last season where I was not in and just a guest star and like not sure of when Valencia was going to get killed off the island is what I would joke about on set all the time. And now like as a series regular, which is so awesome. Woo!
Yes,
Promotion.
congratulations. Let's give a clap. Yeah, that's
I was
awesome.
kind of, I was pulling for it.
Let's do it.
But I knew that, they had to take care of the whole, the love triangle that was expected.
Right.
Which, there was a lot of heartache with Santina Fontana leaving the show.
Mhm.
It's okay, guys. Keep mourning. Tweet it to
This
us right
one
now.
here, this one. Especially.
But,
He's literally Prince Charming. I can't help it.
But, it's something that we do talk about. And, and it wasn't in any way a secret.
Mm-hmm.
It was more just a love triangle that has been done and exhausted and
Right.
written so many times that through a feminist lens that these writers write through, it was so much fun to introduce Valencia later,
Right.
to remember how season 1 ended off for her, and then you kind of like, oh my God, she lives in West Covina, and you forgot, or where is she,
Yeah.
And so to be able to be put in a fat suit that way and and have the ex-girlfriend experience from her point of view and from her journey and whatnot, it really brings them back together in a way that you see now with this whole Frontopia song.
Right.
In this
Yeah, it must
episode.
be so fun to come and be a completely different character than you were
Oh, I'm
last
loving
season.
it. I'm loving it. Even just auditioning for it, being nervous that I was a mean girl, but at the same time loving that I was a mean girl. Because I think mean girls are written just as aggressively honest people.
Mhm.
Like, Valencia spoke the truth in season 1. You know this.
You and
You
Greg
know,
are the only ones that were
that
like,
spoke the truth.
people, hello.
You
don't
see it
see
happening
it.
in front of you. You're
Yeah.
watching everyone burn down all the buildings. And so now, she's able to experience her life without this man for 15 years. And you get to see the
God, that's a
vulnerability
long
of her
time.
life.
It's a very long time.
And she's
Right?
looking good too. You can tell she has that glow where
Yeah.
you just kind of ended the relationship.
Right.
And she's lucky enough to have 2 friends that are,
Two
also-
unlikely friends, let's
Right.
be real.
Although we
Right.
need to
No.
know the secret behind how you lose that much weight in an hour.
Go to the Electromessa.
She-
Go to
she-
our version of Burning Man.
Right.
Just
And she
sweat it
doesn't
all
eat
out.
Sweat
bagels
it
at
all
night.
out.
She has that
No
glow.
carbs, guys.
No, she has donuts now.
Oh, she
She
has
kind of let it
donuts
go.
now.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
she has
let all
donuts
that
now.
go. She realized that wasn't making her happy. You got to find the true inner happiness.
Well, there you go.
The essence of our show.
No, this is great. I think I said it multiple times in season 1. I was like, man, you play such a great mean girl. I hate you so much, but I know you're the sweetest person. You know what I mean?
It's my favorite tweet from the fans. It's like, I just want to punch her in the face.
Right.
And I'm like, that means I'm a good actor.
Right.
And then now, just seeing how you are now in these
Yeah.
past 2 episodes, it's just like, okay, I don't know.
There's some depth of her.
There's some
in her.
depth,
Yeah.
exactly.
We have
You have something.
Barry Locke in the chat room says that may be a part of why Heather likes Val so much.
Yeah.
They both are so honest characters.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Even
true.
though Heather is more blunt and Valencia is more shady.
Right.
Yeah, she just tells it a different way. She does a lot of more side eye,
Yeah.
That's
a
true.
little more sass.
That's true.
You have to have, I mean, if they were both the same character, it wouldn't be fun. We have to have it
No.
in different ways.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the overall tone with this episode here, basically, is about
Girl power.
girl power, definitely,
Sing us
especially with that first song right there. But just trying to force things upon situations is a big tone that we see here multiple times in
Yeah.
different storylines.
I feel like
you know what I mean?
every other episode is Rebecca trying to force something on someone.
Right, exactly.
And now we see Trevor trying to force love.
Trent.
So-
Trent.
Trent.
I wanted to
Trent.
be Trevor.
You know,
so bad.
Trent like rents without the T
Yes.
Tent.
or
Yes.
R
Yes.
tent, right?
Or
Yeah.
ENT.
Or
Rent.
ENT,
Call him
exactly. Exactly. Basically, everything being forced upon. Now, I wonder, because we saw that Angela pops up a little bit here in this episode through text messages through Josh when they're at home base, who, by the way, now charges during playoff games because they
know.
need to make some money.
So funny.
Okay, $50 a
They were
table.
booming, though.
$150. How much was your table that you guys got? You guys
Oh,
got a prime
free.
spot.
No, they got free.
Oh, come on.
Oh, jeez.
They got free.
look at that.
Heather's got the
Come on,
hook.
Heather.
And
you think the owner's gonna like tell Heather no?
Right.
And we're pretty.
And you're pretty.
Oh wow.
So,
Yeah, you want the hot girls at the bar, so the guys come.
Yeah.
out.
So my question is, do you guys think, I don't know if you can answer this, but they can definitely answer this. Do you think that Josh is forcing a new relationship on himself because he can't stay single?
Oh, he's
Yeah.
definitely. No, he's one of those guys that like every 5 seconds he's in a new relationship.
Whack.
And it's not and like I know they said it this one, like, oh no, she's a rebound, like they said in the teaser for next week, but there are those people in life that it's not a rebound and they go from like 4-year relationship
Right.
to 4-year relationship.
Oh, I have friends like that.
That's me. I call myself a serial monogamist. Yeah.
A serial
that's what I was
monogamous.
gonna say.
Serial
That's
monogamous.
what Josh
That's what
is.
he
See,
is.
I'm opposite. I need like 6 years to get over that.
He's probably a Libra.
He's probably a Libra.
They need to have.
We're
they
getting-
go from one relationship.
We're
to
getting
the next.
astrological signs with this today, guys.
We're from Dr. Trene.
Right. Oh wait, Dr. Trene. Did you know that every episode we turn to Dr. Trene to ask about relationships and how we should go about things?
Please
We're gonna
help
have
us
that
all
corner
out.
later
Trene's
on.
the one person on the show
Yeah,
that is.
Right.
we could have the corner
We're all
later
different
on.
teams, and she's
Yeah.
team healthcare.
Yeah, she's Dr. Arcopia for the show for us. Here.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, this
We
is
go
this
talk
is
to someone.
this is perfect here. But yeah, okay. So and by the way, with your character switching up and her new attitude or whatnot, when Heather gave you that mint, if
Oh my
this was
gosh.
the first season, you would just go off on her.
Oh yeah.
But here you were just like, oh, thank you. This is so sweet. I can't take
There was
it. I don't know.
some improv in the bus scene where we're all going to the beach
Mm-hmm.
with Josh's
Oh, yeah.
friends or whatever. We had some improv where I was just like, so why are you here? You know, I just like totally like interrogated her. It got cut from the show, from the episode. I didn't make it, but there was some relationship where it was the first time Heather and Valencia in that
Ever
bus
interacted? Oh.
interacted, and it was just like, why is there another girl here? It was so much fun for Valencia.
Oh my god.
And your hair, by the way. We talked about the high ponytail.
yes.
And you had mentioned the director said less swinging, but you were like all swinging.
Yes, we bit hair twirl.
I mean, if you got the hair to do it, why not just have fun?
How many times did you guys go through that song?
Friendtopia?
Yeah.
Or in general, I would say. We had about, I mean, it took about 4 to 5 hours to shoot. So depending on, like, there's a lot of bar scene dancing, and then there's also, like, the situation room scenes where we're wearing, like, the espionage, not the espionage, but, like, you know,
Yeah.
the army jackets and whatnot. It took about 5 hours to shoot altogether.
Wow.
And then also, like, we get the song sometimes 48 hours
Oh,
in
wow.
advance.
No way.
Yes way.
Oh, what?
Just a
And
memory.
sometimes like 4 days to 3 days, but sometimes like I still don't know what the joke is or what we're doing.
But you're just singing the lyrics.
Right, or you're getting dressed and like it's Spice Girls, and you're like, okay, yeah, sure. And so this one, because for me, right before this was the Big Dream Ballet, and that took a lot of energy out of me and whatnot.
You were
and we went
beautiful
straight
dancing
to,
in that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. And we went. I think we shot this Friendtopia episode song first while shooting, you know, because we don't really necessarily shoot the episode from what you see. It's all edited later. So I feel like Friendtopia was one of the first things we shot for the episode, and I had to pull Jack, who is the writer of this episode and that song, and I was like, Jack, what is going on? What's the joke? I'm czar of torture. What? And it comes also with a lot of trust,
Right.
just to be their muse, and you know that Rachel has this incredible idea that you don't see right away, and then once you see it in full production, it's incredible.
Right.
I feel
And
like
fun.
Rachel's brain must just like
Oh.
if there was like a town, it would be nonstop movement.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she is nonstop movement, offset
I
as
think,
well.
I
Yeah,
think
she's
Vince
like
had
that.
said that. Vince had said that when they're on set, she's still writing or
Oh,
she's still
yeah.
doing things
Writing,
as it goes.
editing, laughing with us, very present in scenes.
That's great.
And also she gets her makeup done in the trailer like this. That's when she sleeps. She's like and like her neck is strong, like it's engaged. You know what I mean? Because when I fall asleep sitting up, my neck just flails. You know what I mean? I don't know about you guys.
Same.
But yeah, she's very present and very active, and she's there at 5 a.m. till
Wow.
10 at night.
Wow.
And she loves it. You know, she's just so happy. She's thriving at her highest.
That's
right now.
awesome.
Yeah.
I
So
love-
great to be with her.
I love hearing that.
Yeah.
I mean, so she's an integral part of the girl group. You're an integral part of the girl group. So is Heather. What do you girls think about girl groups or girl squads?
I love their girl group. I think it's hilarious. I love that Valencia always has the last, like, should we be laughing right now? Like, I love that. And with Heather's just brutal honesty, I think
Right.
it's so funny. And then Rachel trying to force all these activities with them. It's hysterical. I love watching them together.
Yeah.
It meshes well. Mhm.
Yeah.
I like it because I feel like the ladies are showing like a lot of their confidence. Like they're not bothered by
the guys, and we see them just really trying to just stick together and be together and support one another, and I think that's needed.
Right.
I love that there's a name for it because I don't know, maybe there always was and I just wasn't aware of it. But you have boy bands, like what would the alternative be? And like there really just was the Spice Girls. Like everyone else was just kind of a solo girl. Like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera.
I think it's slowly coming back now, but Spice Girls were like the epitome.
And also like Sex in the City, the whole Cosmo drink.
It's
thing,
so funny because I saw
Charlotte.
I saw Rachel tweet that at you, and she like a few weeks ago was like, "Oh, what would they be if they were Sex in the City?"
I think they try to name each character, and they were pairing everybody up at that point.
Right.
Yeah. You remember what Gabrielle was?
I think we. What did we make?
I want to say we made you.
I know Miranda was Paula.
Samantha.
I would say
Samantha.
Samantha
I think
Swagger.
Samantha.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think she has some swag. Love Samantha.
There you go.
I mean, I don't know. I think each of you is like kind of like a combination of a couple of them.
Right, a hybrid version.
Or an extreme version.
Oh, there you go.
Like what's a Heather? Like Heather would
I don't know.
be...
Who has the most shoes? They'd be Carrie.
I feel like Rebecca would be Carrie, Valencia would be Samantha, we'd have Paula be Miranda. And then we'd have Heather be Charlotte.
I don't know if Heather's.
I don't know. I guess Heather is her own person.
There you go.
She's recreating that girl group.
You can't keep her in a box.
No.
Is what it is.
Charlotte's like the ultimate like homemaker wife, and I can't even picture Heather like putting up with that.
Heather would have to be Samantha, and then Valencia would have to be Charlotte.
I would say in this episode, especially, where Valencia is just so clueless on what real girl groups do. That she's like, should I be giggling now, or how does this work? And she tries to laugh, and she's just so lost because she's never had women friends before. She's definitely Charlotte.
That was so much one of my favorite things of this entire episode. Just the cluelessness of like, am I supposed to laugh now?
Of all people to feel like lost,
What about Rebecca's continuous cluelessness to Daryl's feelings about him
Daryl.
wanting to be part of this squad?
He could be my friend.
He could be. I feel so bad for him. He just never gets
Poor
in.
Daryl.
For real, between Paula and Rebecca, Daryl's just so unloved.
And he's such a lovable person.
He is.
He tries so hard.
He does so much.
I loved that part though of him finally telling his assistant that he hates her
Maya?
because Maya
Maya's
reminds
amazing.
her of him. Like I thought, I was like, why is Daryl like so in touch with himself? He just knows everything.
I know. I loved that moment. I was waiting for that. I'm like, stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. In this episode, I mean, they were really pushing it because he was like, what did he say about the mouse voice? The mouse voice with throat cancer. So the mouse with throat cancer. I was just like, oh my gosh, Daryl.
So mean.
Because he's so sweet, and then all of a sudden he's like the bully.
Mm-hmm. It's because it makes sense. He's always the one that gets picked on. So when he has that opportunity to
He
finally
wants to pick somebody else.
like he can finally not be the one being picked on.
But I love it. I love that Maya had a little shine in this episode here. It was great to see her because her little comedy beats in between and her little one-liners where she gets fired all the time because Daryl's like, go away. It's just so great to see. I love more and more of the character development from each and every person.
Yes.
That's cool to see. Even Hector had his own thing later on, him talking about his mom or whatnot. Everyone is getting some sort of
I
love.
want the episode where we meet Hector's mom.
I know.
Right.
It has to come.
Right.
I love the relationship between Hector and his mom that we always hear about.
But we
So
never see
funny.
yet.
The podcast, the dating podcast, they do so good.
They'll probably put
By
a
the way,
scene
also in
there.
the chat, we have someone. I just have to read this because it sounds hilarious. They like after you said that she's always reading, going over everything on set, Rachel.
Yeah.
They said now they just have this picture of Rachel reading over notes while in the cactus suit.
Oh yeah, that's actually probably what happened. There was actually, I check her Instagram feed and there was a picture of her reading.
Oh, okay. Maybe that makes sense because they said I
That's
love
so
that
funny.
picture, so I thought it
There
was
you
in
go.
their head. But
Oh no, it's for real.
Right.
Yeah, she's full out, no marking ever.
I love. She knows what's up. It's okay. It's all good.
It's her big baby. She's ready to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, they have an issue here, by the way, during this episode where we have two sets of friends. And I've had this issue before where you just have some friends who don't necessarily mesh well together. And once
want
again,
it to happen so badly.
exactly, you want it to happen so badly, but you can't just seem to get it organically to happen. So you try, and I've done this before, you try to have, say, an event where everyone's there so everyone can talk to each other. And you force it upon everyone to try to interact. Like, hey, this is blah, blah, blah. Hey, this is blah, blah, blah. Let's make
it
this
never
happen.
ever works.
Never.
It always just ends up with people splitting off into two groups.
Right.
I mean, not in this situation, obviously, because Paula was the only outsider kind of one, but usually because you have like your theater friends, and then you have your like I'm going with high school swimming friends, and then like you like, oh, let's have a party and we're all gonna hang out, and it's just like, we're going over.
Right.
here.
Right. It's like oil and water.
Right.
Like you can't mix too many personalities together,
And it's
all
okay.
that.
And it's okay,
It's
right? What do you
okay.
think? What do you think, Gabrielle?
Do I think it's okay?
Yeah,
to
do you think it's
be
okay that
friends?
sometimes it just doesn't mix?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I have different energies and different,
Right, exactly.
different ways to hang out and whatnot. I'm kind of, a homebody.
Mm-hmm.
So those friends come to me with red wine.
There you
But,
go.
in New York, that's my New York life. But now in Los Angeles, I'm actually from New York, and this show brought me here, and LA's made me a lot more social. So even I've changed. You never know. You never
There
know.
you go. You never know what could happen. You don't have to be the same person the whole time.
No. And it's okay to be like kind of one personality with one friend and another
Right.
personality with another friend, because like that's just how you get yourself out more.
Right.
Because maybe one friend doesn't want the crazy personality
Right.
of you.
Right.
Yeah, I think Rebecca should have had her and Paula, do something like catch up over drinks.
You mean by
or,
themselves
by
versus
themselves.
Definitely something else
the
to talk
naughty
about.
Yeah,
toy party
yeah,
that
not-
they were supposed to have?
Well, the sensible action would have been that maybe at first, like, oh, let's go hang out one-on-one, catch up, and then I'll introduce you.
Yeah.
into that
Exactly.
And like tell her, like let a sister know that you're gonna have your other two friends come over in matching shirts.
Right.
How to feel the most left out.
Oh, that was an awkward scene to have seen.
That was like, she
Right.
just was so Eeyore. She was like,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to be there.
Just slumped over.
in the worst shirt
But
ever.
that whole situation in itself, I think, is both of their faults. I think.
Yeah.
I think that Rebecca definitely has some, a lot to do with the situation, but so does Paula with not wanting to speak up. From the abortion to all the other stuff that she's been feeling. Rebecca's right. She doesn't give her the platform to be like, let me listen to you. I want to be part of your life as well too. Even though
I
Rebecca's
think
crazy.
they both had valid points in it. Like, it takes two people to destroy a relationship. Like,
Right.
it's never usually just one person. And if you're that personality where you constantly aren't speaking up because you feel someone's more needy, then you have to make yourself be heard.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, you can't, like, especially it's always easier to be like, I want that other person to change, but sometimes to force that change, you have to be willing to change too.
I agree.
Definitely,
I agree.
definitely.
What does our doctor think?
Takes two to be in a relationship,
Mm.
even in a friendship as well. And there was definitely some disconnection going on, and
This isn't
we
even your
saw-
segment, and look at you.
We saw, we saw how hurt both parties are.
And I think also it's easy to watch it happen, especially like with your friends. You're like, why don't you just talk to her?
Right.
And then if you're that person that is complaining, it's so hard for you when you're
Yeah.
inside.
Oh, yeah.
the
It's so much easier to
situation.
give advice than take it.
It's so much easier. And so we're watching that now and just cringing because we all know exactly what that feels like.
And the thing is, they both they're both in different parts of their lives at the moment. And
Right.
you have Paula with Sunil in law school because she's engulfed in that situation. She has to be there. He's there all the time. They're helping each other study. Of course, you're going to make good friends. It's kind of just like the workplace or whatnot,
Right.
where you kind of get attracted to somebody as
Or
far as
whoever you're
friendship
around
was.
a lot, you're
Exactly.
kind of
who you-
friends with.
exactly. Or which department you're at or whatever.
But I do understand, like, that doesn't mean that you can just let your other relationships
Of
fizzle.
course.
Right.
Of course. Yeah, you have to work at it to basically keep everything just running all together.
Such a serious
Definitely.
conversation.
It is.
Don't
Isn't
you
that
just
sad?
love Crazy Ex-Girlfriend for that?
Yeah. It gets a little
It gets
deep.
real, but that's a good thing
Right.
at the same time. It keeps it grounded. It's like the
I
spine
mean-
of the show, and then there's all this like wee singing.
Yeah, I mean, I think
around.
like she really embodies like how musicals are, because that's why I love musicals so much, is because you can have such a serious topic in a musical, but then it still have hilarious moments and
yeah.
singing and stuff and lightheartedness.
Right. With
That's
the shirts like you were mentioning, girl with a U, group forever
With an
on a
H.
shirt. AH, right?
Yeah, with an H.
Like it's great that we could mix that in and we can still talk about the crazy seriousness
Right.
out of all the situations that Rebecca has in her head, or Rachel Bloom
Absolutely.
plants in everyone or whatnot.
Right.
But if we move a little bit away from the girl group, and let's talk about Trent's infiltration really quick.
Isn't Paul Welsh the best?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't he amazing? He steals the show every time we have a table read with him. He says his one line, and we all are just like falling off our chair. It's
He's-
so much
he
fun to
plays-
watch him work.
He plays the best creepy dude.
I just
Come on.
So
he has all the
creeped out.
craziness of Rebecca and all like you said, like all the like sneakiness of Paula,
Right.
but without any of the like being able to mask anything of it.
Yeah,
Right.
he's
Without,
very
like, what is
socially
the-
awkward.
Yeah.
And he's like just super awesome. He's like, oh, I hacked your emails and text messages. Sorry about that too. I
like
love that.
like the best thing for me was I knew your name was White Josh because you look like Josh, but you're white, and your name's Hector because I'm racist.
Yeah.
Done, period. And that was it. Let's move on to the next line. Like, what?
And also, like, why aren't they just, like, fleeing so quickly?
Right.
Because there's free stuff.
drinks.
Yeah, there's free stuff.
Three rounds
Right.
of free drinks,
Right.
man, and
They
the
did.
free table that they can't even hang out there without
I'm
us.
just
You're
like,
right,
I,
you're
I
right.
can't remember what was his job that he. Did they say it last season?
Trent went to Harvard, right?
Yeah.
So,
I don't remember what he
I'm just
was.
like he's dropping $10,000 on clothes and surfing stuff.
to be
He's
undercover
dropping
for-
stuff to just hang out with them. Like
money. He has the money.
yeah,
Like
where's
Rebecca.
how much does
Maybe
he
he
make of
really,
his job?
maybe he really is a tech advisor or a tech guy.
And also, Rebecca was throwing money everywhere.
She
Oh my
still
God, she's
is,
the
right?
worst.
Oh,
She
yeah.
still is.
Yeah, look, she had to pay them $5 every time she said Josh's name.
Oh my gosh. So while that's happening and they're still getting creeped out and they still stay for the free food and we'll see them leave later on.
And the throwback of Trene is getting ready.
Right. Oh my God, the reprise.
That
Yes.
throwback from season 1.
The reprise. I
Yeah.
was hoping it would go a little further, but it was nice that they cut it off for
I
that.
was afraid for it to go
Were you-
further. The dance moves,
Because
I'm
of the
not
towel?
sure what would have happened.
Were you nervous with the towel?
I was afraid he was going to wear like the male version of Spanx.
Yeah, they were going to go for it.
Well, when that was all happening, the girl squad got together and the awkwardness happened as we talked about that. But back in the office, let's go back to Daryl and Maya trying to team up and find a way. Because after Maya basically says, hey, stands up for herself and why are you so mean to me? They team up together to try to find a way to infiltrate also into the
Force
girl squad part.
themselves in.
Yeah, exactly. And this is kind of where Maya and Daryl kind of shine in this part of their scene or whatnot. But how else did you think it was going to end up with besides what we saw with the dance break?
That
Clowns?
Maya
You saw the
dance break.
I
clowns
saw
thing?
the clowns on the
What?
board. I honestly had no idea what they were going to do. I'm like, maybe they'll try to bring like food or something. That would be
I-
my go-to. Is like I brought pizza.
Right.
there.
Right.
In my head, because it was going to be such a terrible thing, because she's like, my next idea is great. It was going to be like them staging like a robbery or a heist or something.
God.
And like, I'm going to like, or a kidnapping, and then be like, oh, just kidding, we're
So-
here at the party.
He goes from like here to here to here. Like just a
know.
little
Well,
too
Rebecca
much.
was not that crazy this episode.
Right.
So I felt like the craziness had to come.
Well, Trent had the crazy for
Yeah.
Rebecca, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Very
expecting
much
much
so.
craziness everywhere else.
I know, it was just the timing of this episode was just so on point. It was so funny. Like just when you think it couldn't get better, Daryl and Maya come on in and everyone's just like, what are they doing here? And they start their dance.
I love
that
it.
was my favorite part of this episode. I thought it was hysterical and such great timing. And all of their faces in the background were just like, what is going on right now?
My favorite part of the episode's about to come up as I was about to speak about it, is a little R. Kelly tribute that happens when they
Stuck in the bathroom.
stuck in the bathroom. I almost wanted to ask if we could open with that because that was just so funny, and you guys were hilarious in that whole part right there. Paula gets stuck in the bathroom as she tries to leave, and she was texting. I'm pretty sure Sunil.
As Becca
inside.
zigazowed.
Becca zigazowed.
That door.
Yeah, the door. You know, you guys, if you watched the episode, I'm sure you guys did. You know that Rebecca lives in a drug dealer house that was people been murdering it. It's kind of crazy. It's falling apart
I
or
love
whatnot.
how we went from like this Beverly Hills $50,000 a month house to like drug dealer. How did we jump there? There was no
jumps.
middleman.
There was no middleman, but it looked great inside.
No
That's the
regular
thing.
condo.
It's all covered up. I love she just taps the wall.
And then you see the
Yeah.
graffiti in the back or
So
whatnot.
good.
I mean, so Paula goes to the restroom, and I'm pretty sure it's to text Sunil to say, "Come and save me, come and get me." Oh,
No,
the phone
She
was
actually
outside.
went to the restroom to
Just
use
use it,
it.
okay.
Yeah, her
phone was on the-
mistake was leaving the phone.
That's
you
right.
never leave your
You
phone
never leave it.
behind.
That's right.
Especially if
Ever.
you're doing stuff like that.
Right.
You guard
right,
that thing.
girl.
Well, she probably went to the restroom to use it and to get a breather from everyone. And when she opens the door and all that stuff, you saw it come down or the ceiling come down. And then the song starts playing with the Trapped in the Closet. I think me and Trene just instantly were like,
It's like,
it's the
what?
best.
Wait. Because when it came back from commercial break, I'm like, stuck in the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Now I
Like,
put
I've
two
heard
and
this
two
before.
together.
Right? It like
Where have I
sounds
heard this
familiar.
before?
Where do I know this
Right.
from?
How
Definitely
does
put it
that work
together.
there? Because we know licensing gets crazy and weirder and whatnot. When you're doing a parody and stuff like this, do you have to worry about that stuff? Do you know?
I mean, I'm not an executive producer.
Like,
She's like,
I
oh.
don't
she's
know.
I just sing it. Like,
But I think that the team, the writers and the songwriters have such a great job of being able to make it sound familiar enough.
right,
You know
where
what
it's
I mean?
not too.
It's kind of like how South Park does Prius, and they just have like pre or something, whenever they make fun of everyone
Because
and
you
everything.
can parody something, you just can't
Absolutely.
say the actual
Right.
words or use
Right.
the actual
and
melody.
then there's a certain amount, I think, in the budget as well as the permissions of like what you can say, even in the text, like Reese's Pieces. We can't, you know, if we use that, then we can't say something else. Or I remember once trying to say Yelp, and we need to Yelp it, and they're like, you can't say that because it didn't get cleared yet or before.
Oh,
It hadn't
really?
gotten cleared
Okay.
anymore. So I had to just say, what do you want to order for food or something. So there definitely is
So much
is a
behind
certain
the
amount
scenes
of
stuff.
there's a certain amount of permissions and labels and purchasing of rights to be able to do it. So
It'd be funny because you'd think that just all of these people would just not care that you
Right.
say their name on a TV show that thousands, millions of people are watching.
I know.
It's
Right.
like it's free advertisement for you.
Sponsors and all that stuff, right?
I know.
Right.
Well, wait, speaking of sponsors, guys, we love that this whole thing is free, right?
Yeah.
Like our,
Yes.
our fans can listen to
So much
everything.
fun.
We do.
You
Free
know what I
is the
mean?
best.
And the reason being is because of our sponsors. We got to thank our sponsors all the time, and we have a really cool sponsor for today. So, here, you're unique and you don't walk like everyone else, talk like everyone else, or sleep like everyone else. So, why is your mattress one size fits all? That's true. Didn't think about that. Because a truly customized mattress will cost you $5,000 to $10,000 until now. Don't worry about it, guys. Go to helixsleep.com, answer a few simple questions, and they'll run a 3D biomechanical model of your body through the proprietary algorithms they developed with help from the world's leading ergonomics and biomechanics experts. That's crazy.
Wow.
The results? The most comfortable mattress you're ever going to sleep on. Now, Helix Sleep customers report a 30% improvement in overall sleep quality. I need this, I think.
Right.
I love sleeping.
it's my favorite.
We
too.
all do,
It's my
right?
favorite
Favorite
pastime.
hobby.
And get this: if you're a couple, if you are Rebecca and whoever she's with that day or whatnot, you can customize each side of the mattress, which is really cool.
Ooh.
That's awesome, right? Your mattress arrives at your door in about a week, and shipping is completely free. I love free stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I love free stuff.
Especially free shipping.
Exactly.
Especially free shipping.
Especially free shipping. That's why everyone from GQ Magazine to Forbes are all talking about the Helix Sleep. You have 100 nights to try it out. That's pretty cool. And if you don't love it, they'll pick it up for free and give you a full refund.
That's like over 3 months.
That is over 3
Gosh,
months.
That's you can't lose.
To test it for 3 months, that's okay. I'm down. That's cool.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
That's
And look, no
awesome.
questions asked. They'll just go ahead and pick it up
And it's customized to your body.
to your body type.
Wow.
That's cool, right? All you gotta
really cool.
listen for all of our podcast listeners. All you have to do is go to helixsleep.com/podcast, and you get $50 off your order.
Oh, I'm doing that tonight.
There you go.
Done. Moving to LA, we need a queen size.
Exactly.
Right.
That's helixsleep.com/podcast. One more time, helixsleep.com/podcast for $50 off your Helix Sleep.
And you know what? Becca needs this because remember that Tap Your Ass song? They were talking about how uncomfortable her bed is. She needs Becca,
That is
$50 off.
super true. Oh my gosh. Speaking of sleep and all this craziness and uncomfortableness, I want to go back because we forgot to mention this. We forgot to mention Karen.
Karen.
How did we forget to mention Karen?
Slash Angelique.
Angelique.
Je suis Angelique.
Say that one more time.
Je suis Angelique.
Okay.
If only she sounded like that.
She's like so funny. She's been hilarious since Mad TV.
I love it.
Stephanie
Oh my God.
Weir.
Yeah.
Her
And
eyes are
She's
just
great.
Yeah.
And her last name is Weir without the D.
Oh, that's
Isn't that funny?
perfect.
She puns it all the time, but
Oh my
it's perfect
gosh.
for her.
What
She's
is it?
hilarious.
Is it the eyes and the smile that just stays? That whole,
got
you know, that
that-
face?
Yeah,
That
she's
look.
just expressions.
And she has the best
Always
expressions.
And they always just write the best things for her. She has the weirdest. I just want to like sit in her home and see what she does when she's at home because
Yeah.
she has the snake that she's giving
Okay.
like taking to the doctor. Has like a
Yeah.
GoFundMe for. She
With
has
a
this,
leather suit, with a suitcase full of goodies.
Yeah.
She was in that cat suit
That
from
was.
I would say from like 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Was she really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
She looked good in
my
it, though.
Well,
gosh.
because if you think about it, there's like stuck in the bathroom scene, and
Right.
there's also her a bit, and then also her bit of leaving, which
Right.
that ended up just being improvised because they didn't write that she was supposed to spit out the lube. She just did
what did
anyway.
She eat? That's gross.
It was like real lube, and she went for it.
Oh my
But
gosh.
there's this whole moment where she really could not open the door. And we were all, and then it's from her angle, so we're all watching her with the cameras like behind our back.
Right.
And there came a point where Rachel was like, Rebecca, she was like, "Do you need help?" And she was like, "Valentia, go help her." And so like I'm trying to go over there and help her. It almost made the tag
That is
instead
so
of
great.
Trene and Rebecca, but hopefully they put it on YouTube in the outtakes.
Yes,
I
I,
love
want to
that.
see that.
It's hilarious, and she did that scene. every single time, like with her, you know, all the sex toys and everything,
Right.
and just the way she rehearsed it and the way she, you know, you have to rehearse it for the camera people to say and to see it, and she was so full out that all of us were so uncomfortably laughing at
Imagine-
her.
Imagine if you had a stand-in who was reading these lines.
Oh, they did. They did.
And they were just
They
like, what's
actually
going
did
on?
have a stand-in that was reading those lines.
That's hilarious. Like, what is happening here?
I just want to know what the thing that she was describing looked like.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like a bra strap and some other stuff.
Like they're just saying all these things, and there's like a claw on it, and I'm like, what is this thing
Yeah.
look
Show
like?
it.
How big is it? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
super uncomfortable. I don't know.
So
about that
talented
one.
stuff.
I think it was great that they didn't show it because it gave the viewer that imagination of like what exactly.
If they
does this
could
thing
even
look
show it,
like?
you know what I mean?
Is it inappropriate? At first, I thought she was showing like a penis or like something of some
Well, at a
sort.
traditional,
So
Yeah,
that
at
you've
a
seen
traditional
before.
one.
traditional
Right.
party,
Right,
like sex
so-
party, sex toy party, you would just have like
That's-
dildos and
yeah,
stuff.
so that's why they're not showing it. But this instrument, why did
Sounded
they-
more than just that.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine your husband or your significant other can just go ahead and buzz you in.
That made me think of the
I know.
Whenever
Ugly
he
Truth,
wants.
that movie with Gerard Butler and
What?
Katherine
Right.
Heigl, because she's wearing the underwear and
Ah,
they got
the
the
buzz
remote,
underwear.
and like a little
Mm-mm.
kid at the restaurant gets a hold of it and it's just like,
Just trouble.
So is that what Karen does around the office?
Probably.
sometimes? You know.
She's a weirdo.
I wouldn't put it
Wouldn't
past her.
I love
She
it.
just like slips it into someone's like, and she just is waiting. Someone's
love
gonna
it.
find
No,
it and
mm-mm.
push the button.
I
That's why
can't.
she's so
Mm-mm.
happy. You never see her with a frown on her
That's why
face.
she
Yeah,
always
she's
Just
pretty
like-
satisfied. She's
Yeah,
pretty
word.
satisfied with her life.
There you go.
She's just orgasming 24/7.
There you go.
Oh gosh.
So as all that's happening, the fellas with the bros can't handle Trent anymore.
Well,
and-
could you?
I mean, for the free stuff, no, they went far enough.
Yeah,
I would
They
go
had
with
the
it.
three drinks.
Yeah.
They got some
and
chicken wings.
Right.
You know, you got
Chicken
enough out of it.
Brothers.
Gotta
No.
go.
Yeah,
Gotta go.
You gotta go. And it was the right decision for them all to go. Although Josh wasn't paying attention when they were all
I
going
really
'cause of
wanted
that,
them to leave Josh there, like because he was so
Yeah.
absorbed with his phone, for them
Right.
to just be like, forget him, and then he'd
Yeah.
like look up and be like, wait, what?
What happened? And then in comes walking in is the surf shop girl.
Oh yeah.
Right. Oh yeah. And she gives him the best advice ever to say just go for it. Go get her.
You can force
get her.
love, but you can't force friendship.
Yeah,
Right.
love
It's
that
like
line.
Cinderella. Just he made everyone try on a shoe.
See, and that
The
just
whole
made me miss
country.
Greg more.
The whole
The
country.
whole country.
Exactly.
That just made me miss Greg more
Oh, I'm sorry.
because he was in
He was
Cinderella.
Cinderella. That's right.
That's okay.
It's okay.
This is rough.
Keep the faith. Keep the
the
faith.
faith.
There
I
you
will.
go.
You never
We'll do
know.
that. And then of course Trent shows up in the worst possible moment. Well, actually, he saved the day. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
They couldn't get Paula out of the bathroom, but Trent could
Yeah.
with his crazy muscles that he has.
I mean, he
locked
is
in.
pretty fit. Look.
I mean, I honestly don't understand why Rebecca doesn't just go for it. I'm like, just get into it. He likes you. He's so into it. But that happens when you think about it a lot.
Yeah.
That's true.
Relationships.
Yeah, girls.
The guys
Yeah,
who
but
like you, you're never
I don't
interested
know.
in.
I don't know if
vice
they're
versa.
too crazy could work with each other.
I would love to see.
It could. I think it could.
You think it
You
could?
saw her. He literally swept her off her feet.
Yeah.
I know, but I think eventually, like, their crazy would get in the way of each other's crazy, and
Like
it would just.
too much positive.
Well, and also Rebecca won't have anything to fight for anymore.
Yeah.
That's
You know
true.
that feeling
True.
sometimes. You're like, that's it? That's all
That's
I
true.
get?
Yeah,
Not
like,
even a
like
chase.
Not even
I
a
don't have to
chase.
follow you across the country. Ugh.
She might get bored with the situation.
and they'd be broke. Let's be honest. They were just spending way too much of their own money.
Right.
She needs someone that's going to be like, look, you cannot spend that.
They both need financial advisors, like
Yeah.
right now,
Yep.
like ASAP.
I mean, I don't know. Is Heather going to be that for her, like at their house, or is Heather going to
they're responsible.
like push her to spend more for their house so she doesn't have to?
Well, you know, she is a student, so.
Right.
True.
That's her
She's a
excuse
student.
for everything.
She got the money from the, or what was it? What was it again that she won?
Miss
Douche.
Douche.
Miss Douche.
Miss Douche. Miss Douche. You know,
She got $10,000.
she has a little bit in her pocket.
If you actually
there you go.
look in where the television is on the set of their
This is
house,
Miss Douche.
there's a Miss Douche there,
I love
like
it.
an actual
Oh my
box, and
gosh.
it's Bella smiling.
That was also Karen.
my
Karen was
God.
all about the douche
Right.
from that episode.
As she would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course she would be. Yeah,
So now it makes all sense. It's all coming full circle. We shoot the sex toys and douche.
it does. So okay, after all that happened, we had the crazy, sad fight with Paula and Rebecca,
man.
guys. This was the one that we all were saying, like, this is the fight that you just don't want to have, or you don't, the talk that you don't want to have with that friend.
Well, we all knew it was
That's so
coming.
tough.
It had to come at some point. It was just a matter of when.
I feel
it was
like
gonna
everyone's
happen.
had that talk with their friends once in a while, right?
It seemed like a breakup to me because she's like, "Don't go through my phone. No, don't go." Like, you know, and that's like usually how it is. Like if you're caught cheating and someone gets the phone, it was like that. But I have had a situation where I was talking about my friend to another friend, and she saw it. She was like the kind of friend that Rebecca was, to where she would like, if I didn't hang out with just her, like she would
be mad.
She would be mad.
Ooh,
like she wanted me to
messy.
herself,
Yikes.
kind of thing.
Shady,
So,
messy.
I had the situation where I got a passive aggressive text message, and
Those are the
I
worst.
called her immediately because I can't handle text
Right.
message conversations in my life. It's like, let's just talk.
Because you can't read it out. You don't know how their tone is, and you don't know how they feel.
Yeah.
Right, and I need to just have an authentic, real conversation. And I called her, and she wouldn't answer the phone. She would text me back, and I was like, "No, we need to talk about
You're
it.
like,
I
stop
actually
being
care.
a child."
I want to say I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. It doesn't
Right.
matter if I think I'm right or wrong. I hurt your feelings. That's all that
Yeah.
matters." And
Aw.
she answered the phone finally, and she was like, "Hey, you want to have drinks with my boyfriend?" I'm like, "No, I'm going to bed. First of all, it's 11:30, and I want to talk to you
Right.
tonight." And it took a year for us to talk again,
Wow.
like ever. And
Some people just
apparently she
can't do
needed it.
confrontation. Like, people
Yeah.
just run away from it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
It is a scary thing. I
It
mean, I
is.
was shaking the whole time because
Right.
I was so upset.
Yeah,
but-
I hate confrontation.
Much
It's
less-
terrifying.
I have to push myself
Same.
to like,
Yeah.
I have to like in my brain be like, no, you're doing the thing. You're being passive aggressive. You're
Yeah.
not talking about your feelings. You have to do this. Just man up and do
So
it.
you eventually do it, though.
Yeah, but I force myself.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a natural thing for me.
I say I practice a lot, like what I'm going to say. I think in the shower a lot. I think it happens. I'm just like, no, this is what I'm going to say. And I'm going to practice it. And
Right.
just think of all these scenarios.
That way you don't like freeze. You're like, I just thought that.
Or you say something you regret saying
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you didn't like.
It's like with Paula's hesitation to even want to talk about anything with Rebecca, from the
Right.
abortion to whatever's going on with her life. She just doesn't do it. You think in her head, or you think, by herself, she's like, I'm going to do this today. This is
Right.
the day that I'm going to talk to Rebecca, kind of like Maya and Daryl and
Yeah.
their situation. Maybe, but instead of that happening, this basically just blew up in all their faces.
Yeah.
And, this wasn't resolved in this episode. That's the sad part. You know what I mean?
know.
We always hate it when they fight, and when they fought before, it
Yeah.
was just, it's sad. It's
Although
happened before.
I
I'm
do
so sad.
love every time when Rebecca gets really emotional, like upset and yells. Like I feel like Rachel's such a good actress in those moments. Like I mean, she's
yeah.
always a good actress, but those moments especially, I'm just like going out to her and I'm just like heartbroken for her.
Right.
Yeah.
This is so relatable. It's like, I thought
Yeah.
you were my friend. Like, how come you just couldn't tell me this? Like, you couldn't sit down and we could have had a conversation about this. Why did it have to lead to this?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone who was watching it was like, I had that moment before. And,
Yeah.
Oh,
they've
yeah.
connected
I've-
with it.
And I've definitely there's times when I'm on Paula's side and I'm like, yeah, Rebecca's doing this, Rebecca's doing that, she's totally in the right. But this time I was like, you know what? You weren't trying at all to still stay friends with her.
Yeah, I
You weren't
agree.
trying to mend that bridge or any way. You were like, you just gave up.
And she never said like, hey Rebecca, it seems as though you're only focusing on yourself lately. I have problems going on. She never
No,
addressed.
she just let it stew in herself.
Yeah, exactly. And then it wasn't helping that Sunil was like, oh, your child, your whatever, like bad talking Rebecca and not giving her. I mean, he off the bat did not like this girl, and he didn't even know her. So having that kind of influence in your ear and all those feelings that you've had down that you have not let out, this is why this happened.
And it's
Yeah.
because they all have like crazy situations that they're handling. With Sunil's wife that put the suicide note on Facebook.
Yikes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For that situation, with Paula's situation, they all have crazy situations, and I don't think they're not thinking clearly, which what makes great TV for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The episode's great, and the writers have so much that they
Yeah, I
can
mean,
just
if everyone
pull
got
from
along, it
it.
wouldn't be that fun to
Exactly. So I
Exactly,
mean,
yeah.
it makes it great for us, but it does also touch us inside of here a little
Yeah.
bit. You know what I mean?
Because Paula was her first real friend. Paula was
Right.
the only person that was really on her side with all of the crazy stuff she did. And you know, you don't want to ever see that end. You don't want to see someone that had that close of a bond be dealing with this.
Yeah.
Definitely not. But I mean, okay, so that ended on a kind of weird note
Just have
there.
to see what happens.
Even more weird note though.
The Trent Becca.
The Trent and Becca. It happened.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Well, you know,
And-
she broke up with her.
Expecting it.
She broke up with, or Josh broke up with her. She needed a little.
But
love.
was that weird, or was it weirder that Trent lost his virginity?
Well, but then he said, "Do you want to?" Okay, I wonder though, because he said, "Do you want to take it again?" I'm like, does he just not know what the
That's a good one. I don't know. Maybe
maybe
not.
this is not his first
a
time, and
fair
he's just like,
argument.
every time I have sex with someone new, they're taking my
So as
virginity.
smart as he is, that's his thought process. I mean, it could be true.
And that
It could be
scene,
true.
it made her look like the more dominant one. Like in every other relationship she's had, she's never been the dominant one. She's always been the one.
No, I
kind
don't
of
know. She's
Following.
She's pretty
their beck and
dominant.
call.
Dominant, but she's the
in
one
bed.
that has
In bed, she's dominant.
dominant. Yeah, I just feel like she has the power in this relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas any other she doesn't. She's always like, what can I do next? How do I
Right.
fix this?
Right.
And the only time that she had the power in another relationship was when it wasn't really a relationship, when Greg was chasing after her, but she wasn't interested. As soon as they were together and she realized she liked him, she lost the power.
Yeah, true. She only has the power in bed because, like,
Yeah.
when she was with Josh and buying all those handcuffs and random things, like, I was like, oh, she's into some stuff.
Right. Because when she told him to like go, when she pushed his
Oh, when
head
she
down,
pushed his head.
That
she
was
kind
so
she kind
funny.
of reminded me of like a guy in that instance to
Yeah,
where he's
very
like,
masculine.
well,
I
we
love
go.
the
I don't
show.
want to hear that.
I love
or,
how
you
the
know,
show just
Yeah,
like
don't talk to me. Just
the
do
show
your
just
job.
Yeah.
pushes the boundaries of like what can we get away with.
I
and,
can't
Right.
believe the things we get away with.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
Oh man, just like some of even the lyrics and those people at the CW, they really
Progressive,
like
let's say it.
CW really likes this, and we love them
like
too.
even going back to the other like when she's like realizing she likes Greg and the song seems so like innocent,
yeah.
but then the portrayal of it is like her bent over taking
Right.
it from behind.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That heavy boobs and a whole bunch of other stuff, guys.
Yeah.
And that's because Rachel's YouTube channel even offers an explicit version of those songs.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, I
It's
love
so
the explicit
crazy.
version.
Oh my gosh.
How much farther can we go? You know?
And she can
But
go
she's-
pretty far.
And Rachel Bloom is she's so normal looking. You know, so when you look at her, you're like, oh, she's just like a friend of mine, or she's just like this normal young woman, and
Right.
but then she starts singing about these things, and like that's how she became such a sensation, is that she was able to push the envelope, and you look at her like it's okay, you allow it. She just has this not only normalcy, but she also has that it factor that you absorb and want to see more and more.
Definitely.
She's so funny.
She is super
So
funny.
funny.
Oh my gosh, guys, that was the episode though. That was pretty
Yeah.
crazy right there. I had so many random notes on my phone. I couldn't pick what I wanted to talk
But I have
about.
to say, the dynamic of
But-
the new friendships is quite exciting
It's
for the rest of the
it is.
season.
It's super exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, besides the show though, what's going on with you? Because this is, I want to wrap it up, but I want to talk about you a little bit before we head
Gabrielle
out.
or Valencia?
Gabrielle.
Oh!
Gabrielle. What's going on with you? Because it is the mid-season here. You're about to wrap up soon.
Yeah, we
Like,
wrap in 1 week.
That's crazy. That's so
Season
fast.
2.
That is so fast.
It went by so quickly.
What's next?
What's
what can you
next?
tell us? Like,
What's next for me? I mean, I've been in New York for about 9 years, going on 10, and like I said, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend brought me over. I've done a lot of Broadway shows in my, that I've done on my resume, but it's been so nice to do television and film in this way. What a great trampoline, right, to jump off of. And we're waiting for season 3 to see what happens. The CW has a lot of great shows coming up. They have Riverdale and so many superhero shows that Rachel was so happy that this show really only got 13 episodes. So it was celebratory in that way, that to be able to have a full arc of a lot more seasons, it has to end the way it is right now,
Right.
with 13 episodes.
It was smart,
She was very
right.
adamant, about it.
It's sad for us fans, but it's
I know it's sad for
good.
me. I can't keep shooting the show, but I just got married in August.
congratulations!
Thank you.
I remember
And-
you saying you were engaged last year
Yeah.
with the little B-roll.
Right. And, while they were shooting episodes 1 through 4, I was able to have a honeymoon, which was amazing.
Nice.
It never
Oh my
works
gosh.
out, right? So I was doing ballet bar, getting ready for the ballet in St. Martin, in the Caribbean. But anyway, so with that, it's nice to just be here and see what happens next and be able to put myself out there for other
Right.
episodes and other shows and whatnot, and just kind of move. I think we're moving.
That's so
Get a
awesome.
dog. I never want to do that in New York. It's, I want to have a yard.
Well, here you go. Well, welcome. Let me just say, welcome to LA. How about that?
Thank you.
Welcome
I'm
to LA.
liking it.
And
Like I
we-
said, I'm more social. It's
We love you
nice.
so much on the show. I can't wait to see anything else you have
Oh,
coming up and
thank
anything
you.
else that you do.
Thank you so much. I was really happy to be here at AfterBuzz TV.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
coming
so
on.
happy
We
to have
appreciate it.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, we talk all together because we're so excited. That's what happens here. All right, guys. I mean, we're running a little out of time for predictions, but what I want you guys to do in the comments is predict. Let us know what you guys think is going to happen next.
For the
We're gonna go ahead and
mid-season finale.
Yeah, the mid-season finale. What's going to happen when everyone comes together to see who this Anna character
Who's
is?
this new girl?
Who's this new girl, guys?
Like Brittany Snow.
Right?
I know, Brittany Snow.
This is exciting. I was so excited to see her face up close and personal. I was like, oh, I know who that is. Wonderful. All right, guys. Well, that's it for us here. We'll look at your comments. Once again, my name is Nino. You know you can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. What about you guys here?
You guys can find me at bphipps14 on Twitter and Instagram, and bphipps1214 on Snapchat.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at your girl Trene.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Renee Ariel.
And Gabrielle, what about you?
Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I actually still do the Facebook thing.
Me too.
Yeah, find me with my full name. You'll find me.
There you guys. We'll see you guys next week, mid-season finale. Let's go!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.